Mountain Dew kickstart. I'm a remix our voices. So Monday Night Raw was live from Columbus, Ohio, home of the college football playoff national champions, Ohio State Buckeyes.
And home of crippling depression.
And obviously, fans that did not want to cheer tonight. What was their problem?
It was just a dead crowd, it seemed.
It was a weirdly dead crowd. So tonight, Raw kicked off with Roman Reigns.
Reigns. I think he had a little bit of mic time, didn't he?
He had like a little bit of mic time, didn't say too much. Then Bryan came out. So Bryan and Roman are in the ring, and then out comes the Authority. With Triple H, Stephanie, Big Show, and Kane. They decided to make a tag team match to kick off the show. It was Big Show and Kane versus Roman and Daniel.
Terrible idea.
I don't think it was a terrible idea.
It was a terrible idea.
It was just it was a terrible idea after the match because of what happened after the match.
Yeah.
Let's rate the match real quick. What do you think? I'm gonna go thumbs up and thumbs down. Daniel Bryan and Roman got some good reactions during the match. They both got hot tags. They both did some decent things in the ring. The match wasn't bad.
I thought it was pretty boring, though.
It was just,
especially
just
for
boring.
the first one of the night.
Daniel Bryan and Roman won by DQ.
Think about the terrible throwback into the ring that they had.
Oh, my God. They had this great idea. Daniel's going to jump on us. We're going to catch him.
Throw him back into the ring, but I think they second-guessed themselves.
So hitting the ropes on the inside of the ring doesn't hurt, but if you hit the ropes on the outside of the ring, it hurts. This match, I think, was stupid because of what they announced after the match, that they had the main event of Raw was going to be a 5-on-2 handicap match.
Yeah.
So we'll just have the first match of the night, and we'll add 3 more guys and make it the main event. Why not, for hell's sake?
Hashtag Vince things.
And then it was even more stupid. The next match after that was Ryback versus Seth Rollins. And Seth Rollins was in the main event.
Yeah, had to pull. It's like all
everyone
5
double
of those,
duty tonight.
Actually, all 7 of those guys pulled double duty. Because they don't have a deep enough roster, I guess.
But Ryback ended up winning by DQ. J&J Security got involved. This actually wasn't a bad match up to that point.
Yeah, I'll give it an up and a down.
Yeah, I'm going to give it an up and a half. Good reaction for Ryback. Seth was getting heat. So then after the match, we saw it, I think, twice, maybe even 3 times throughout the night. But we saw a vignette for the return of Fella Sheamus,
the Celtic Warrior, which he didn't
appear. Yeah, he just said, and they didn't give it a date. It just said Sheamus returns. I don't really care when he returns, as long as he's either a heel or it makes sense if he comes back as a face. I think if he's a heel, people are gonna like it.
He'll be a heel.
Yeah, I'm assuming he'll be a heel. Next up was a Divas match. It was Paige versus Brie Bella. Paige ended up winning the match after hitting her Rampage DDT move. Let's rate this match. 2 thumbs down.
2 thumbs down.
I'm going to go a thumb up and a half. This was probably the best Divas match we've had, or at least on Monday Night Raw, in quite a long time.
I thought
it was just real solid.
Their green outfits are terrible. You got to go back to the red and black. If all your merch is red and black and you wear green, you're just turning into John Cena.
So far, the build-up for that title match, probably the best build-up to a Divas title match in
a long time.
I don't even remember. The next segment, it wasn't a match, was Rusev and Lana coming out, and they were going to have a John Cena tribute video. Aww. So nice.
How cute.
How cute. Then after the tribute, they weren't getting any reaction from the crowd, too, by the way. And the USA chants was the only thing that was happening. Then John Cena came out on the microphone. They went back and forth.
Then the cool part happened when they started fighting each other.
Yeah, so they actually were brawling, which we haven't seen yet, so that was at least different.
Yeah, something new.
I still feel the same way, though, even after tonight about the Cena-Rusev feud. It's just there.
There's not much else going on. I still think it should have been Dean and Rusev.
I still think it should have been Dean and Rusev. I would have much preferred Dean and Rusev versus Dean and Bad News. But
at least it's not Cena Brock again. So I mean, you got to put him somewhere.
It is something different, but it's just like I said, it's something that's just like I could have an opinion on it if I want to.
But you just don't care enough to have an opinion.
Care. Next up, we got a repeat match. What's up with repeat freak? Not only did we get a repeat match from the start of the show to the main event, we get repeat matches from last week's Raw all night long.
There was a lot of repeating going on.
At least 2 or 3 repeat matches tonight, and it was very annoying. It was Dolph Ziggler versus Bray Wyatt. And Bray Wyatt ended up winning. It was a lot shorter than the match they had last week. Still some good back and forth. The crowd actually did react for this one, and they were split right down the middle just like last week.
Which is good to see. You want to rate this match real quick?
Yeah, I'll go thumbs
up and down.
Yeah, thumbs up, thumbs down. It's thumbs down because it's a repeat, and we should have repeats. If these guys...
Well, and I think it being a lot shorter than the last one kind of brought the level of it down a little bit.
And considering we saw Dolph later in the night do some good things, it didn't make any sense to have this match. They should have just had a squash match, and Bray Wyatt should have just gone out and beat the crap out of whoever. Next up, we get Brock Lesnar
with the ever entertaining Paul Heyman.
Oh God, great time, great on the mic tonight. But I will say this: the one negative thing about this segment is it was probably a waste of an appearance by Brock Lesnar. But if this was one of his dates that he had to fill in, it was nice to see him again, but he didn't. They literally appeared tonight. They had nothing backstage, and that was it. It was just this promo.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think it's necessarily a waste of an appearance. I wouldn't. Go that far.
And you almost can't say when Brock appears it's a waste of an appearance. But you could have probably. Now, will he be at the pay-per-view now? That's another thing. I hope he does something at the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Something.
He'll probably appear. He'll probably come out after whoever wins the match between Bryan and Roman.
So the next match was Goldust and Stardust versus New Day, Kofi Kingston.
I didn't even know New Day wrestled last night.
That's how bad it was. I think somehow we just skipped on this match. Well, we saw the most important stuff was the continuing storyline
between
Goldust and Stardust.
Or actually Dustin and Stardust.
It's got me intrigued, that's for sure. I just don't know which way they're going, which is never, I don't think it's ever a bad thing. It's just kind of like it's maybe a little bit less interested.
After tonight, I feel almost 100% positive that when Stardust and Goldust have the retirement match and they're done, or when Goldust has his retirement match, that he's going to stay Stardust and not be Cody Rhodes.
He's going to stay. I think if the way they're doing this so far, he's going to be Stardust for a lot longer.
I'd rather him be Stardust than Cody Rhodes.
I know you enjoy the Stardust character.
Oh, I love the Stardust character.
And I enjoy it. It's just that I'm not huge on it. Yeah. I think I would prefer Cody Rhodes over Stardust, but regardless, we're getting something good here.
Yeah,
and it's Goldust, and if this is his last hurrah, it's almost the perfect way to go out. A lot of wrestling fans, if they want to go and complain about Goldust versus Stardust, God, then you
can go yourself.
You're about as picky can bit, you picker. Next part we get into though was some entertaining stuff, in my personal opinion. One of the better moments of the night, it was Triple H coming out. He wanted Sting's answer tonight. Well, I thought he was going to appear, honestly. I thought he was.
I was hoping.
But they kind of kept the cryptic thing going where, he keeps silent and doesn't say anything, which works. What happened was Triple H called him out, and then Sting's music hit. Goes to like his Videotron and everything like that. And I immediately thought, he's going to be in the rafters.
Yeah.
And he kind of was. But...
Well... Kind of wasn't him.
And it's spotlight on, the spotlight goes out. Then he's in another part of the arena. The spotlight goes on, the spotlight goes out. Then the lights go out.
And then Zack Ryder's dressed as Sting inside of the ring.
That's the mystery we need to solve. Who dressed up as fake Sting tonight?
But anyways, I thought it was a pretty cool segment. Plus what they did with Triple H's face on the video, which was really cool.
The video was so
Triple H's
amazing.
face in the trees, and then... It was just really well put together.
Great. And then they had the sign that says Triple H, I accept.
Best picture all night is when Triple H is on his knees in the ring and just the black screen says I accept.
He called it. It was a non-title tag team match between the Usos and Cesaro and Tyson Kidd. So technically they weren't number one contenders.
Yeah, you want to give our rankings real quick?
Yeah, I'll go thumbs up, thumb down.
I'm going to go 2 thumbs down because Cesaro sucks so much. I hate him with a passion. Thought the best part of the match was that thing that Tyson Kidd did. That was
like
crazy.
A Hurricane Rana, but it was like with his whole body instead of his head.
Yeah.
It was crazy looking. Tyson and Cesaro actually won clean. They won, well
kind of.
It was like interference, kind of. He didn't use the ropes, but then didn't use the ropes. It was the very, very end of it was it kind of looked a little awkward.
Actually announce a championship match.
They did not yet. So. We hope so. I think, obviously, you called it. It was 2 singles matches, teams and teams, and then they had a non-title match. So I think, obviously, they're number 1 contenders now. And then after the match, very awesome moment here, one of the better moments of the night, they announced the next Hall of Fame inductee, and it had some family ties.
And it's 2 guys, 1 belt.
2 guys, 1 belt to go to the Hall of Fame!
Woo!
We did it!
I'd like to thank Mountain Dew Kickstart for getting us into the Hall of Fame.
If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, Rikishi, the big-ass man himself, who is also the father of the Usos. They actually stayed in the ring for the induction, and there you can tell they were getting a little emotional. Great choice. Maybe it could have been a little earlier, but so was Booker T. Booker T got in probably a little earlier than he should have. So it's no problem. He was going to go in at some point. Why not just make it 2015? Yeah. So next up, we get Cara versus Damien Sandow.
It's still is it still Sandow or is it Mizdow still?
Eventually, it's going to go back to Sandow, but as of right now, it's still Damien Mizdow, his assistant. He played the assistant role tonight, where he opened up his water and gave him a chair.
Yeah, I thought they're kind of overplaying it, and it's kind of
a little bit. Want to rank the match?
I never thought I'd do this to Mizdow, but I'm gonna go down and a half.
Yeah, I'll go down and a half. It was only because it was good heat on the Miz, but it took away from the match. They should have done the match a little more.
Yeah,
could have gone a little bit longer, only because they didn't have a match.
They should have had Mizdow win.
Yeah, first off.
Even off of the distraction that Miz was creating for him, he still should have won.
Sandow, I thought, did pretty well. You can tell he wasn't normal Mizdow tonight. He wasn't.
Yeah, and I
kind of had almost an attitude about him.
I think that's playing off of the whole being fired thing.
It's making the storyline a little deeper.
Yeah.
Because he's not doing the same thing every week now. He's actually changing up his character a little bit. So then now we get the Bray Wyatt promo. The promo on the unknown person, which is clearly a sign for The Undertaker.
I was 75% sure, but now I'm going to say I'm about 85% sure.
I'm going to say at least 75. You're in it now. If you can't do it, then you screwed yourself. You're in it you're getting in deeper and deeper.
Squash match.
So if it's not going to happen, you're going to disappoint a lot of people at this point. All right, so next up we got...
Hey, what's going on March 29th? I think it's Axelmania.
Axelmania. Hogan, Andre, Rock Austin, Axel Lesnar. I mean, that's pretty much what it's coming down.
That's what it should be.
One quick match. Dean Ambrose kicked his ass.
Yeah.
It was a quick match. He won with Dirty Deeds. But then after the match, Bad News Barrett came on the screen and did his BNZ thing.
Which I heard is Bad News Zone.
Bad News Zone
is what it stands for. It's a perfect play off of TMZ. I thought it was really funny what they had on the tickers and stuff. And
on the ticker, it was really funny.
Which, I mean, it's keeping the wrestling scene mixed with
and it's keeping Bad News Barrett on your TV screens as well, which you can't if you're a Bad News Barrett fan, regardless of how you're liking the new twist to his gimmick. He's on TV, so you can't really be upset. Well, but it's not officially announced yet. It's not. But it seems like it's going to be Bad News Barrett versus Dean Ambrose for the belt
versus Curtis Axel.
They should have a triple threat match.
Curtis Axel should every week or every pay-per-view have at least one title match.
Yes.
Even if he already has the tag team belts by himself, he should have an opportunity to win.
Every time except for one time that Brock Lesnar comes in and just F5s everyone and then Curtis Axel somehow wins. So then we finally go to the main event, the 5-on-2 handicap match, which is...
You want to give our rankings?
Yeah, I'm going to go 2 thumbs down. Match itself was all right. Yeah, it was. Daniel Bryan was actually, for most of the match, Roman got on the outside, but then Roman would come in and do a few big things, then get back to the outside again.
Yeah. I thought one of the coolest parts was how they just walked out, and before the match even started, they started beating the shit out of each other.
Daniel and Roman won the match, but they won the match because of the interference from Rowan, Ziggler, and Ryback, which obviously continuing that storyline. Why not? They're on Team Cena, folks. They weren't on Team Daniel and Roman. I just want everyone to know that.
Point of them coming out, besides going against the Authority, because they had nobody that they're trying to back up. It's not like they were on. They're teamed up with either of those guys.
5-on-2 match,
yeah.
What's it?
They're like the version of the Shield that's good guys that only help faces, right?
So they might be setting up a 6-man tag match for the pay-per-view. But then after the match, things got a little more interesting. To end the match, Roman blind tags Daniel Bryan, then gets the spear on J&J Security, and gets the 1, 2, 3, and that upset Daniel. So then Daniel got in Roman's face after the match. Hey, you've been on the outside the whole time, and you're going to get the win and all this stuff, blah, blah, blah.
You're going to take all the glory and stuff like that.
And then Roman was kind of laughing at Daniel almost. And then
he pushes him.
Just shoves him. It was a hard shove. Just shoves him right there.
Daniel shoves.
And then Roman does his look, and then boom, right to the spear. Hit each other at the end of the show. So that was nice.
Yeah, I just feel like it would have been better if they had a little bit of that going on during the ring, because it just seemed like when they were on the ring, they were fine with being teammates. Even in the beginning of that, they seemed like they were fine being teammates.
But then a blind tag happens, and
and with the promo they cut the week before, when Roman was like, "Well, you can't beat me" and stuff like that. Why would you be super friendly whenever you're teamed up with each other?
Real quick here. Expectations for that match at FastLane. It does seem like it's going to be the main event, so there's a lot of pressure riding on it. What do you think?
I think it's going to be the best match we've seen in a while.
But big-time match.
But I'm used to getting let down.
Regardless of the build-up, I think this match, once it hits and once those two guys are in the ring staring at each other, it's going to be a good match. And people are going to be into it. People are going to be on the edge of their seats.
I think it has too much potential.
Almost. Really, almost. All right, we are two guys and that one belt right there. Check us out. We will be trying to do possibly a live reaction on Wednesday for the NXT special. If not, we're definitely going to have a recap of the NXT special. I know I'm excited for it.
Should be pretty cool.
We're ready to see the future in full effect. Make sure to follow us at 2 Guys 1 Belt on Twitter. And 2 Guys 1 Belt on Vine. Like us on
the
Facebook.
Book of Face.
Because we are...